So Martin was my PhD supervisor. I finished my PhD since in 2013, and we've been in touch with each other. He's a very kind human being. If I were to go back into academia and become a professor, like he's one of the role models that I would emulate. And I think about that all the time when I'm mentoring young people, even while I was in academia, teaching or mentoring. And then outside of academia, in my role as a senior scientist at Amazon, I mentor junior scientists. I always think about Martin's approach to doing some things, and I try to emulate it. His kindness, his patience. Even though he's an extremely smart person, like I've seen him like be very patient with people, which I don't normally have that degree of patience. But I've learned from him those type of things. So that's the kind of person he is. I'm headed up north, and I will see him today. As I said, I'm excited. We are going to get down into some details of some of the preparations we are doing for 2023 and some of the works we are doing. So, we'll see how it goes. I'm excited to see him. Every time I see him, we really get down into details, like working out things about Xity, working through some of the technical challenges. He really helps me. He brings a different perspective, and I like that, and I appreciate that. So I like to talk to him. So besides the different perspectives that he brings, he is an older person, so he has that a little bit of conservative view. He helps me. I don't want to say like I appreciate the risks, but he keeps me constantly aware of the risks that I am taking. And it is good to have such a person. He's not necessarily saying don't do this because it's too risky, but he brings them up so we can discuss them in detail so that I can even see these risks from different angles. The other thing that I like about him is that because both of us are physicists, so he's someone that I can really talk to about technical challenges, down to real technical calculations about some things. Here's an example. We were trying to figure out what it would take to run an ice machine, a commercial scale ice machine off of solar power, 100% solar power. So it's not as simple as it may appear to be because of the way the motors in these ice machines work. They tend to have a lot of initial surge power that if you drawing all of that power just from a battery bank that has been charged by solar panels, you can ruin or you can deplete your battery power very quickly, and then you don't have enough runway to complete the process of freezing. So you may cool the water temperature down to a certain degree. Maybe you bring them down to 0, but then you need extra power to change the phase, right, of the water from liquid to ice. But because the ice machines, the motor they use, they tend to be this on or off 0 or 1. Once you turn them on, they will pull enough power. They don't regulate, they don't have varying speed. So their surge power can sometimes be as hard as 10 times or more than their regular running power. So when you have situations like that, running off of battery, you tend to deplete the battery very quickly, and then you don't have enough now to complete the process of freezing. So in that situation, you need a lot of backup from generators or the grid. So, and the system we want to build is fully off-grid system. That's what we are proposing. So, to do that, well, these things require a lot of calculations that we were doing. So we went into the details of all of that, and we realized that maybe we need to look into the problem of why the 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 motors in these ice machines are not varying speed. We did some digging into that, and we found out that it's an age-old problem. So a lot of people have thought about this and have needed this. And because if you have varying speed motor, actually, you can save a lot of cost on energy. Um, so I think the latest technologies have developed some of these for your home refrigerators, but they are not existent for large-scale commercial refrigerators. And there is a challenge again why that is not the case yet. So we were trying to think about like what does it require to do this. So that's a whole different level of research. You can build a company off of that problem alone. You solve that problem, you can make a lot of money. So of course that is not the business we want to get in, but we're just interested in it. Now with sufficient resources, right, that could be a side project that we could work on in parallel to the whole Xity thing. But Xity is such a large project, we can't embark on that now because of the limited resources, right? You don't want to spread your attention too thin, and then you will lose track and lose focus and don't solve anything at all. But that's an existing problem. Anyways, so back to Martin. So those are the kind of things that Martin and I would discuss, and I love those things with him because he gives me a lot of ideas. Work on things, we calculate, we check. He will go digging around. Martin, at some point, we were working on something about this same freezing problem. We were trying to test an experiment with portable freezers. So to tell you how good he is and how kind he is, he went out on his own, bought a portable freezer and a small, I think it was 100 watts or 200 watts solar panel system, and experimented using these portable these little tabletop freezers, ice makers, sorry. He experimented with that. He purchased the entire set of solar panels and that tabletop ice maker to experiment with freezing ice using solar power. So that is how much vested he is in this project. It's very difficult, and sometimes it is sad that you cannot find someone from, say, for example, Liberia or in the diaspora at home, who will look at something like this in the very initial stages and recognize the significance of this and be vested in it like that. And Martin is doing all of this of zero cost to me and with zero expectation of anything from me. So you cannot find people, even if you are paying them and you want to pay them. First of all, the commitment is not there. That awareness of the significance of something like this and what it could potentially be is very hard to find people, my kinsmen, who can quickly calculate all of those and say this is something significant and I need to pay attention to it. I need to invest in a water in terms of their expertise, right, or their time. Even if they don't have the expertise, their attention and the time, so that potentially you could help even develop their expertise, or they could do other pieces where their expertise match. They wouldn't do that. Like, you would not find people wanting to do things like that. And those are the kind of situations that we find ourselves in Liberia. So anyway, so Martin has been very kind. And then we are also going to talk about some exciting things. Oh, there is something else I'm working on with this, trying to help some Liberian students get their PhD degree at Port University. So these are students who are in Liberia they've just in recent years finished their bachelor's in physics. I have this initiative that I worked on with with John Finlay, the former chair of the physics department of Purdue University, and the current chair now is on board too, and Professor Ken Ritchie, who is also, I think, a key person on the graduate committee. So those are the people who will be making decisions of what students to select. So I'm going to be talking to them. Not that it has any weight in terms of their choices of students they're going to make, but I'm just going to talk to them more about this program, about why it is important for me, for Liberia, and I hope we can extend the program to incorporate maybe more students and students from different backgrounds and disciplines. So those are some of the discussions that I'm going to be having up there today.